Hello to all my story lovers. Welcome back in Storytime channel. Today's story name is The Illusion of Sunset, written by the great Sudha Murty and taken from the book The Serpent Revenge. Unusual tales from Mahabharata. Before go to the story, please subscribe my channel and hit the bell icon. Now let's go to the story. While they were in exile, the Pandavas once left Draupadi's with sage Trunabindu as they had to go to the forest to hunt and collect firewood. King Jayadratha, the ruler of Sindhu kingdom, happened to pass by their hut a little while after brothers left. Jayadratha was married to the Kaurava's only sister Dushyala. As he went close to the hut, he happened to notice Draupadi, who was engaged in some household chores and was enchanted by her beauty. He didn't know who she was, so he went to her and introduced himself, hoping to learn more about her. That's when he found out that she was the wife of the Pandavas. Draupadi was happy to meet a relative and welcome him inside. Jayadratha, now growing bolder, said, "Oh, beautiful lady, come with me. You shouldn't stay with men like the Pandavas, who were careless enough to lose you in a bet. It is obvious that they don't know how to treat you. You can become my queen, and I promise you that you will want for nothing." "Please behave yourself," said Draupadi, trying to put Jayadratha in his place. "You are our guest and a relative." Jayadratha wouldn't take no for an answer and forced her into his chariot. The sage Trinabundu, who had been inside all this while, heard Draupadi's cries and came running out of the hut, but the chariot had already left by then. The sage screamed for help, and fortunately the Pandavas, who were returning from their task, heard the shouts and raced back. Arjuna and Bhima rushed to rescue Draupadi. The two of them soon caught up with the chariot and fought with Jayadratha. Then they tied him up and brought him back to the hut along with Draupadi. Bhima wanted to kill him, but Draupadi begged him not to. "Dushala is your cousin, dear husband. Think of her. In your anger, you will make her widow. But I agree that he must not go unpunished. You may send him back in shame as you see fit." So Bhima shaved Jayadratha's head, but left 5 spots of hair on his pate, he mark of a slave. Then he set him free. This incident filled Jayadratha with angst and thirst for revenge. He performed an extreme penance for Lord Shiva, who appeared and asked him what he desired. "I want to defeat the Pandavas," said Jayadratha. "That is impossible," replied the god. "Lord Krishna is on their side." Jayadratha knew that a war was to come in the future. He said, "Then at least give me one such a day in the war when I can stop them from advancing further." "So be it. Bless Lord Shiva. But Arjuna will be an exception to this." Jayadratha's father, Vriddhakshatra, had become an ascetic after handing over the kingdom to his son. Through his powers, he divined that his son would be killed for his bad deeds. So he performed multiple penance and harnessed his spiritual powers into designing a curse. Whoever caused his son Jayadratha's head to fall to the ground would turn to ashes. During the war, Jayadratha chose the side of the Kauravas. On the 13th day, Arjuna's son Abhimanyu entered a battle formation created by the Kauravas' army, which was known as the Chakravyuha. But he had only learned to breach the formation, not to exit it. Using the boon from Shiva, Jayadratha stopped Yudhishthira, Bhima, Nakula, and Sahadeva from advancing and entering the Chakravyuha to help Abhimanyu, who was brutally killed by Kauravas. Unfortunately, Arjuna was busy fighting elsewhere and remained unaware of the fate of his son. When he later learned how his brave son had been slaughtered and how his brothers couldn't help him in the Chakravyuh because of Jayadratha, he took a vow. I will kill Jayadratha before tomorrow's sunset. If I fail, I will kill myself by jumping into fire. Krishna, who heard the vow, was greatly concerned. He knew that the Pandavas didn't stand a chance of winning the war without Arjuna, so he devised the strategy to save him. Meanwhile, in the opposing camp, Drona was busy formulating a plan to project Jayadratha. The Kauravas had to hide him only for a day. Eventually, Drona arranged for the finest soldiers in the army to line up in front of the Jayadratha in such a manner that it would be almost impossible for Arjuna to reach him. The next day, the 14th day of the war, was the long and weary. All day Drona's strategy had worked and Jayadratha was still alive. Sunset was almost upon them. The Pandavas started to worry. Then Krishna discreetly used his celestial discus to mask the sun and create the illusion of sunset. Within a minute, the lines of soldiers in front of Jayadratha were dismissed, and the Kauravas rejoiced, thinking that the sun had set and that Arjuna's death was now certain. Jayadratha himself stood before Arjuna and taunted him. Sensing that the moment was close, Krishna removed the discus masking the sun. The illusion of the sunset was shattered and the rays of setting sun dispelled the darkness. Jayadratha now stood in full view of both armies and without any protection. Krishna instructed Arjuna, kill Jayadratha in such a way that when his head is dismembered, it flies through the air and lands on his father's lap. Arjuna's shot resulted in just that. Jayadratha's head fell into Vriddhakshastra's lap, who had been busy meditating. Startled, the ascetic stood up and his son's head fell to the ground. Vriddhakshatra was reduced to ashes, doomed by his own curse. Thus, Krishna saved Arjuna from certain death and dealt a heavy blow to the Kauravas by helping to slay both Jayadratha and his father with a single shot. This is the end of the story. Do you like it? Then comment it and subscribe my channel. Bye bye.